साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः।
Wonder of Wonders, the English rendering of Paramahamsa Sadguru SriSatupasi's Kannada classic Mahadascharya. Chapter 15. Om Shri Guru Dattaya Namaha. He who delivered the Grantha, book to be read, on the way to Chitrahalli. Waving light of auspiciousness, 1. Came as Siddhalinga and gave the Grantha to be read. There was no rain throughout the year once. Famine conditions prevailed and there was no fodder or water for the cattle. Cattle and calves are dying for lack of water and fodder. There is a place called Chitrahalli Kaval. I have gone and seen it. You should take the cows, the buffaloes for grazing for a 3-month period. Bommajara, Kare Chikkanna and Kariyavvara, Sanna Katanna also came with you, along with their cattle. You must leave tomorrow alone. It was 2 months since my parents had performed my marriage. There was a person called Gaudappa in our village. We were close to each other. He was around 70-year-old. He had learnt a great deal about Adhyatma. He was a big landlord of our village, but he lived like one without anything, like an alms seeker. Every day he and I did satsang, like reading books in a hut before our house. This wise he had attached himself to me very much. So was I. I told Gaudappa about my father's orders. Gaudappa felt like one hit by a bolt from the blue. Shiva Shiva, how to face this situation? Should you go? How do you manage for food and sleep? Where do you lodge? Why do the cattle and calves that are here die? Somehow we could have fed them with some kappa, karike and sonti beru. It would have been all right, he said. No, Gaudappa, I am supposed to leave tomorrow morning itself, I said. Well, that's all right, said Gaudappa with a very heavy heart. Why sit quiet, Gaudappa? What has happened now? Anyway, I'll be back within 3 months, don't I? I said. Well, come to the hut around 4 this evening, he said, and I went to his house. Those were days of poverty when there wasn't anything to eat. Ragi Ganji gruel was all. The context was this. In this background, I was fed with rice, curry, dessert, and all these had been cooked for me. I was fed to the full. Binding up some his books onto a cloth, he gave the bundle and said, read these every day while grazing the cattle. At 4 we must start. Gaudappa didn't sleep the whole night. He was saying so many things that merited attention and contemplation. Vichara. At that time arrived Kare Chikkanna, Sante Katanna came driving their cattle, carrying their lunch box, butti, ragi, rug and a stick. I was winding the ropes round the horn of the bullocks. My father in his haste was hurrying us. Isn't it over yet? Too much time running out. Yes, we collected all our things in a hurry, in an undue haste. Following us from behind were my mother, Chikkanna Morarji, Atti Gaudappa and some others who had come to see us off. Everyone stood at the village boundary. Hatti Gaudappa came as far as Challikere and said to the two of them, Look, take special care of Mallanna. He was looking back at us with his tear-struck eyes. He returned with a heavy heart. Our journey continued. By morning, we had gone beyond Karadihalli. We approached Kallalli. Instead of just walking, wouldn't it be fine if I go on reading the book? I thought and searched for the cloth bundle of books. The bundle was not in any of the things we carried. Nowhere is the book bundle. Wherever you may search, I asked the other two to open up packages and search. No book bundle at all. What do I do now? Gaudappa had said often and often, because of the father's pressure of hurrying, we have taken all, but have left behind the book bundle, I said. Then I said to Karechikaja and Sannakataja, brother, I have forgotten and left behind the book bundle. We'll run fast and get it back. You get going driving the cattle. Oh, my lad, have you any sense? I have already covered 15 miles and this fellow wants to go back and bring the book. Simply walk ahead, they commanded. If you go by any chance, you will return beaten up by your appa. Think, they said. How can I be without them? What shall I do? I'll fall at your feet and I will do namaskara with folded hands. They didn't listen to my entreaties. We will segregate our bullocks and cattle from yours. We will drive away ours, they said. I couldn't contain my grief. I was walking, keeping steps with theirs, with tears in my eyes. I was crying without their knowing. Much more than the books, I remembered Attappa Gowda's words. Look, this is Bhagavata, this is Mahabharata, this is Dashamaskanda, this is Ramayana, this is Adhyatma Ramayana. All this to be read every day. Me crying, we reached Durga by 12 noon. As you walk into Durga by the side of the road to the left of the present hospital, there was Honda, a water body. There, a big tank is built to enable the cattle drink water. The cattle was shown water. We collected all the cattle into a circular group. Each one opened its butti to eat his meal. Drinking 2 palms full of water, I was simply crying sitting before the open butti. Oh God, what am I to do now? If I had money, I could have bought a book. The rest pressurized. Eat fast, it is already late. What? Haven't you opened yours yet? Ours is already over. Yes, I will, I said and was trying to open the butti after sprinkling some water on it. From the roadside, 2 sannyasis were walking briskly towards me. I sat watching them, leaving the butti aside. Those great people, great souls, were coming straight to me. The ochre robed, wore vibhuti on their forehead, a chain of rudrakshi around their neck, a haversack on their shoulders, holding a cane in their hand. Placing their jolige haversack close to the ground where I had kept my butti, they said, Om Namah Shivaya, and sat down. I sat looking at them, wondering whether they would also eat. Sitting down, they began opening a bundle from the jolige. They were not talking, I too didn't. Pulling out a book out of the bundle untied now, they began looking at hither and thither like the unlettered. Making a sign at me by their hand, they asked, Do you know reading? Yes. Who? I said. Look, see, what book is this? They said. Giving the book to me, receiving it, I saw the big letters written on the cover. This is Jaimini Bharata, I said. Is that so? They said. I handed over that book back to them. Turning its pages, they said, This alone is what is termed as Shivalile. Who? This alone is Shivalile, he was saying unto himself. Which one, Swami? I asked. That, those who love books want to read and read. They don't have any book. Some don't have any liking for reading, don't know how to read even. It is they who have books. Such an arrangement is Shiva's Leela, isn't it? You know how to read, you cry for books to read, but books you don't have. Take this, keep it with you and read it until you are satiated. They said, Swami, I have no money with me. Do you give me free? I asked. What do I do with this? I don't want money or coins. Keep it with you, they said. If you want to write, do I give you a pen? Loose sheets. If you want, keep it to yourself. Saying so, he gave me a letter pad of 8 or 10 leaves and just a pen without the cover. I am going, he said and stood up. Have you a meal here, Swami? I requested. You yourself eat at leisure and write what you want to. He stood ready to depart. Which is your place, Swami? I asked, without turning. Edayuru, he said. And when he had placed a few steps forward, I asked again, What's your name? I asked. Turning back, he said, Siddhalinga, and saying, Siddhalinga, once again, he walked briskly away into the crowd, evading my sight. My companions asked in despair, Haven't finished eating the butti yet? Oh, sir, look, the sannyasis who had come, they gave this book to me, I said, interposing my eating with joyful laughter. Gave just like that, free. Yes, sir, I said. Picking up the bundles with joy and happiness, we held on to our goal towards Holalkere, passing Durga. Gaudappa, showing Mahabharata, Bhagavata, and Ramayana, and while tying the knot of the bundle, he had said, There is another one called Jaimini Bharata. Oh, that must be read. You must read of Tamradvaja, Mayuradvaja, Bhakta Sudhanva. When you return, I will give you. I don't have that with me now. I will try to secure it from somewhere. He had said of the book with such passion. The very same book Siddhalinga Prabhu had given me now. This is the burden of this essay, which is inscribed at the very beginning as Mangalarati. This is to him who delivered the Grantha saying, Siddhalinga, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat.